You requested it, we made it. And here's what happened last time.
There's somebody else on the team.
Do or die Johnson is now off to meet certain death.
Of course, I expect to see you take a tumble into the canyon before we see any rocks sting it.
Yeah, funny.
Alright, let's rest.
Alright, so we are just exploring this small building. It looks as if it's abandoned, but it also looks as if it's somewhat maintained. Okay. Search glasses. Is that something we already had? I don't think so. The other one was the hawk. Whatever. Reveals the HP and stat. Ooh. Okay. For some reason I thought that the factual analysis would. Actually, let's check on that. Reveals the type and elements of the enemies. Okay. So, unlike other games I'm used to, there isn't a tell-all scan ability, whatever. They're separated out. And again, you see that search economy coming out. Crystal clear. We finally reached the mountain hut. Everyone is worn out. I can barely keep my eyes open long enough to see these few words. Or write these few words. We're going to stay in this hut for a while. A giant monster inhabiting the Ypsilon has appeared. We've only glimpsed its shadow near the peak, but it was enough to make us think twice about what's going on. I've got a light fever, probably from the rain during the climb. The weather changes so fast up here. I still have my appetite, and I've taken some medicine too. I should be fine after I'm rested. The keeper of these mountains is still on the prowl near the summit. We hear the beat of its giant wings and roars periodically. We should be safe in this hut, but who knows when we'll be able to leave. I thought the Ypsilon Mountains were a terrifying place, a nest of monsters, but everything is so beautiful up here. We discovered an exquisitely rare flower today. There isn't much else to do right now. The master of Ypsilon Mountains finally seems to have moved on. At last we can leave this place. We're going to ensure our safety tomorrow and depart. Okay. Of course, they didn't come back to tell us whether or not they succeeded. Shield. Okay. Sure. Okay. Everyone's sleeping but Jansen, it appears. Appears, I say. Black Jim.
Listen, if either Kaim or Seth seem like they're starting to regain even a fragment of their memories, use this.
Interesting.
What is it? Oh, hi. I couldn't sleep. I'm usually exercising, sparring with people, and I work out a lot before I...
Was that all?
Was what all? About what?
You know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
Interesting. Seth has some concern. Oh, we didn't have a dream after all. No need to skip. Okay. All right. Seems Jansen has some clandestine instructions. I want to just say this. That wasn't a hut. That was a full-blown house. 2 stories. Each floor was only a single room, but still.
The air feels humid.
Well, it's not going to rain. I know the weather. I have a sense about these things. And the sun's going to break through any second, and you'll be peeling off the clothes. Trust me. Oh, great. It's raining. What'd I say? It's going to rain. I knew it.
I suspected that from the book that you read. The weather changes so frequently, it said. More story. Is this for His Majesty? Yes. I wish I remembered his name.
You're dismissed.
Said kind of forcefully, wasn't it?
Oh, Lord Gongora, please wait.
Pardon the intrusion.
Oh!
Gongora, what are you doing?
A moment, please.
What is going on, Gongora? Answer me! The council has placed you under house arrest.
Behold.
That was perfectly timed, Gongora.
Gongora, what is the meaning of this?
There are those who do not wish the monarchy restored to power.
But I do not wish it to be restored to power.
With all due respect, while some fools completely support our current republic, there are also those who long to restore a powerful monarchy. Regardless of what your highness may desire, our country struggles with 2 political forces, the past and the present. You must be aware of this. Fortunately, I was able to sense your danger through magic energy.
And through planning.
Even though I am under house arrest, I could not allow you to be harmed. There are many ways I can secretly move from my manor to yours, your highness.
But if Roxian knew you had been out of your home, you would be subject to even tighter restrictions.
I can look after myself.
I do believe Gongora planned this,
I,
but
however,
that does
cannot. Had you
bring
not
another
come,
point that Roxian could have.
I would have ended up like that mouse.
Indeed.
You can always rely on me, your highness.
Thank you, Gongora.
Yeah, I'm still thinking Gongora
Thank you.
deserved it. pay her.
Well done. We'll have to push him harder. I'll be in touch when the time comes.
That smile. Terrible, terrible smile. Alright, and we are doing some post-edit audio. The sound effects in this game, I think, were very much built for a television, and I find myself having to constantly adjust for them. They are occurring, and you can hear me in the background here. I've left part of the audio in, just quieted it. And with this, I'm just commenting about how dangerous this weather, this rain really is. We're going to be coming up to a dream in just a moment. Here it is. So you'll know what to do when you find it. Oh, here's where the dream comes in. Okay. So dream has been revealed. Go ahead and take a look at this in the description. If this isn't what you'd like to see, if you want to skip straight towards the next action. Otherwise, I will once again be reading the following dream. The Upstreamers. Strong winds have always blown across this vast, grassy plain. Perhaps the area's topography has something to do with it, but the direction of the wind remains constant, irrespective of the time or season. From east to west, from the horizon where the sun rises, to the horizon where the sun sets. Swept by the unceasing winds, the misshapen trunks and branches of shrubs all incline to the west. Tall grasses do not grow here, and the grasses that do grow all lie flat on the ground, bending westward. Caravans and herding folk traverse the single road that crosses the plain. They do not come and go, they only go, moving from east to west, using the wind at their backs to gain distance. Travelers heading west to east always use the circuitous route that snakes around the southern plain mountains. It is much farther that way, but much faster than crossing the plain head-on into the wind. The road across the plain is called the wind stream. Just as the flow of a great river never changes direction, the footsteps of those who use the road have not changed direction since the distant past, nor are they likely to change far into the distant future, from east to west. Human shapes that appear from the horizon where the sun rises disappear over the horizon where the sun sets. They never pass oncoming travelers, with only the rarest exceptions. The first time she passed Kaim on the windstream, the girl was just an infant. "So, was my grandmother alive then?" In response to the girl's untroubled question, Kaim smiles and answers, "She was, and I remember what a nice old lady she was too." Looking back down the road, the girl points toward the line of hills fading off into the distance. "My grandmother crossed 7 hills on her journey." Is 7 a lot? "Uh-huh. Grandma lived a long time. Most people end their journeys after 5 hills. The people they leave behind build a little grave where they ended their journey, and they keep traveling." The girl points down at the ground where she's standing. "This is as far as I've come," she says with a proud, happy smile. The religion of the girl and her family professes a pious belief that if they devote their lives to walking eastward against the flow of the wind stream, they will arrive at the easternmost source of the stream itself. People call believers in that religion the Upstreamers. The word carries a hint of fear and sadness, but also a trace of contempt and scorn. The Upstreamers are devoid of worldly desires. They live their lives for no greater purpose than traveling eastward on foot. They are free of doubt. They give birth to children en route, and they continue their journey while raising their children. When they age and their strength gives out, the journey ends. But their family's journey continues. From child to grandchild, to great-grandchild, their belief is carried on. The journey of this girl's family was begun by her late grandmother, who began walking with the wind stream's western verge with her son, who was then the age the girl is now. The Upstreamers do not walk for the entire year, of course. During the season when the winds are especially strong, from late autumn to early spring, they take up residence in various post towns scattered along the road and earn day wages by performing tasks that the townsfolk themselves refuse to do. Some Upstreamers choose to stay in the towns, while others conversely take townspeople with them when they return to the road in the spring. These are the people with whom they have fallen in love during the long winter, or boys who dream of travel, or grown-ups who have tired of town life. Such are the reason the townfolk look upon Upstreamers with complicated gazes. The little girl's mother was one of those who joined the journey midway, and the girl herself some years from now might fall in love with someone in a post town somewhere. She might choose to live in the town, or she could just as well invite her lover to join her on the road. She has no idea at this point what lies in store for her. The girl's father calls out to her, "Time to go!" Their brief rest is over. She seems sorry to leave and stands up reluctantly. "Too bad," she says. "I wish I could have talked with you more, but we have to get to the next town by the time the snow starts." Constantly exposed to headwinds, her cheeks are red and cracked, her lips are chapped, but her smile is wonderful as she wishes Kaim a safe journey. It is the serene smile of one who believes completely in the purpose of her life, without the slightest doubt. "Will I see you again somewhere?" she asks. "Probably," Kaim answers, smiling back at her, but he can never match that smile of hers. He is now in the midst of a journey that will take him beyond the western end of the wind stream. He heads to the battle as a mercenary, and by the time the western battle is over, a new battle will have begun in the east. It will be a long, cruel journey, with nothing to believe in. When he meets the girl again along the way, Kaim's smile will have taken on even more shadows than it has now. Perhaps as a parting gift of sorts, the girl sings a few short lines for him. This wind, where does it blow from? Where does it start its journey here? Does it come from where life begins? Or does it begin where life ends? "Goodbye, then," the girl says, trudging on, one labored step at a time, hair streaming in the headwind. 10 long years have flowed by when Kaim next meets the girl. It is spring, when the grassland is dotted with lovely white flowers. She has become the wife of a young man who does tailoring and shoe repair in one of the post towns. "This is my 3rd spring here," she says, patting her swollen belly fondly. "In a few days she will give birth to a child. She will become a mother." "And your parents?" Kaim asks. She shrugs and glances eastward. "They are continuing their journey. I'm the only one who stayed on here." Kaim does not ask why she has done this. Continuing the journey is one way to live, and staying in town is another. Neither can be judged to be more correct than the other. The only answer for the girl can be seen in her smiling face. "But never mind about me," she says, looking at him suspiciously. "You haven't changed one little bit from the time we met so long ago. For the 1,000-year-old Kaim, 10 years is nothing but a change in season. Some lives are like that, he says, straining to smile. Some people in this world can never grow old, no matter how long they live. He looks at the girl, now grown into a woman, and wonders again, living through endless ages of time, is it a blessing or a curse? Kaim's remark hardly counts as an explanation, but the girl nods with a look of apparent understanding. If that's the case, she says, you should be the one who goes to the place where the wind begins. You'd be the perfect upstreamer. She could be right. After all, the lifespan given to humans is far too short for anyone to travel against the flow of the wind stream as far as the starting point of the wind. Still, Kaim responds with a few slow shakes of his head. I'm not qualified to make that journey. No, anybody can be an upstreamer. Anybody, that is, who wants to see where the wind starts with his or her own eyes. Having said this, however, the girl adds with a touch of sadness, no one has actually seen it, though, I guess. The place where the wind begins. That place is nowhere at all. Even if, after a long journey, one were to arrive at the eastern end of the wind stream, the wind would be blowing there too. And not just an east wind, west wind, north wind, south wind, winds without limit, without end, human beings who cannot live forever, daring to take a journey without end. This might be the ultimate tragedy, but it could just as well be the ultimate comedy. Kaim knows one thing, however. One cannot simply dismiss it as an exercise in futility. How about you? He asks the girl. Aren't you going to continue your journey soon? She thinks about this for a space of a breath and caressing her swollen belly. She cocks her head and says, I wonder. I might want to go on living the way I am now forever. Or then again, I might feel that desire to reach the starting point of the wind. All the upstreamers, without exception, say that you can never know what might trigger a return to the journey. One day, without warning, you slough off the entire town life and start walking. It's not always a matter of running into an upstreamer and being lured back into the road. Plenty of people set out on their own all of a sudden. The teachings of the upstreamers say that all human beings harbor a desire for endless travel. They probably are not aware of the desire because it is stashed away so far down in the breast that it is deeper than memory. The instant something brings it to the surface, a person becomes an upstreamer. Even you have the desire, the girl says to Kaim. I wonder. It's true, she says, no question. The look in her eyes is as straight on and free of doubt as it was the last time he met her. Fixing him with that look, she points to her own chest. I haven't completely lost it myself, but I'm sure you're happy with your present life. Of course I am. Do you really think the day will come when you'll want to set out on the journey, even if it means giving up that happiness? Instead of answering, she gives him a gentle smile. Many years flow by, but every now and then something reminds Kaim of the girl's words, that everyone harbors a desire for endless travel. For Kaim, living itself is a journey without end. In the course of his journey he has witnessed countless deaths, and he has also witnessed countless births. Human life is all too short, too weak and fleeting, yet the more he dwells upon its evanescence, I can't say, yet the more he dwells upon its evanescence, the more he feels, inexplicably, that words such as eternal and perpetual apply more properly to life, finite as it is, than to anything else. Traveling down the wind stream for the first time in many years, Kaim spies the funeral of an upstreamer. A young boy in mourning dress stands by the road, holding out wildflowers to passing travelers and urging them to offer up a flower to a noble soul who has made the long journey this far. Kaim takes a flower and asks the boy, "Is it a member of your family?" "Uh-huh, my grandma." The boy nods, his face the image of one Kaim knew so long ago. The old woman lying in her coffin must be the girl. Kaim is sure of it. Grandma traveled a long, long time. She brought my daddy with her when he was just a little boy. See that hill over there? She started walking from way, way beyond it, and she got all the way here. So the girl must have set out on her journey after all, turning her back on the town life, leading her child by the hand. She trod her way along the endless journey. Her wish to aim for the place where the wind begins would be passed on to her child, her grandchild, and on through succeeding generations, to head for a land one could never hope to reach, and to do so generation after generation. This is another endless journey. Is it a tragedy? A comedy? Perhaps the serene smile on the face of the old woman in the coffin is the answer. Kaim lays the flower at her feet as an offering. The family members who have traveled with her join together for the departed. The wind, this wind, where does it blow from? Where does it start its journey here? Does it come from where life begins, or does it begin where life ends? The wind blows. It sweeps across the vast grassland. Kaim takes one long, slow step toward his destination. "Have a good trip," calls the boy, red and cracked as the girls were so long ago. His cheeks soften in a smile as he waves to the departing traveler. End. You might be wondering why we're suddenly at the peak of Ypsilon Mountain. As indicated before, we had some audio issues and I'm having to re-record this. I fortunately am recording it in a different way that will allow me to bypass audio issues in the future. So this was a live and learn type of thing. How much was lost before? Who knows? But I will tell you this. A couple of things happened. One of which, we got our B string crafted, and we learned some abilities. We also went and did some level grinding. So we get to watch this again, or at least I do. Bless you.
Ugh, that's nasty. Cover your mouth.
Ooh, I'm freezing here. Hey, turn around. Whoa, what a view. Whoa, what is that?
That is Grandstaff.
Oh, that Grandstaff.
Jansen didn't even know why he was here.
It's got to be magic energy. The staff must be leaking.
I've seen that. I've seen that somewhere.
Seen it? Where?
He slip into Kaim's past self. He grasps unknowingly at his face. His eyes open. Something is wrong. The sun, gleaming upon his face, upon his body. He looks around, taking note. turns and he sees what is, what was, and what will be grand stuff.
I don't remember.
Ooh, deja vu. Or maybe your memory's coming back. No. Maybe what you've forgotten you're remembering. What? Well, excuse me for helping. You are such a pain. Okay, fine. Look at the view. I'm gonna go ahead and fix everything. You just talk amongst yourself.
You really seen this before?
Jansen, fix
What do you
everything.
mean by that?
Just what I said. Do you feel like you've seen this before?
What's with you?
Just trying to be a friend.
Don't look at me like that again.
But I thought you... Forget it.
Hey. All right, come on, you two. I thought we were gonna rush.
And here cometh the Guardian. Now, in my research to do this Let's Play, one of the common complaints is how difficult this very first boss is.
If it's a fight you want, you got it.
And I can tell you I've died on it. What makes it hard is that it has a slot seed. And that slot seed can be obtained by stealing it, which means we need a successful steal while trying to fight it. Now, it doesn't have a type, its element is wind. And I know from experience that means we need to use fire on it. Maybe I should use my protective magic now. Ouch. Okay, and that's what's making this hard. We need to be healing here too. Spell, white magic. Shield. We'll shield Kaim. Really, I should have done this to begin with. Ouch, but at least it didn't lower our GC. Do you have any protective items? Power drink, just the power drink. Spell, white magic. Also going to shield Seth. And barricade Seth. Ouch. Oh no, don't do it.
Okay.
Come on, steel. Oh, we need that slot seed. Wind. Not bad. Skill, steal. Spell. Nope. We're gonna go ahead and attack. Spell, what? Heal. Seth. Oh, it's gonna go first. Oh, before other stuff. But you know what? We need to change our equipment. Okay. Yeah, we should have done some more grinding. You know, we need Kaim to survive.
Okay.
Poison Claw. That's nasty. Oh, of course it happens to Jansen. Yes, we got the slot steal. Now, I don't know if we can recover from our failings so far, but we're gonna try. We'll Angel Plume him. And we need to change her equipment. The wind. It's not a beast type, so we'll just switch to Bruiser Ring. And we'll attack.
Okay.
That was close.
Poison Claw again. Probably against Jansen. He likes to do that to Jansen. Oh no, Seth. So, let's get you an antidote. Let's get some healing medicine on you. And, you know, we'll go ahead and cure.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely should have done some additional grinding. Ouch. And you're dead. Angel. Well. How much more HP? We don't know. Nice.
Okay.
And he is at full. We'll see how well this is. I hate downburst. Okay, Seth somehow survived. Ouch. Oh, I think this is it. So unless a miracle happens. Okay. Yeah, I think this is gonna be it. We're just gonna keep going for now. Got him. Yeah, this is it. There's no recovering from this. Alright, and so we have our first game over. And you know what? I think what needs to happen is I need to do some grinding of my levels. So let's go ahead and end it here for now. I'm going to go and level up. In the meantime, if you want to make sure you catch the next episode, we'll restart here so that you can restart with the next battle, and we'll hopefully kill that thing dead, because I'd like to get my revenge on it. If you've liked it, then go ahead and hit the thumbs up. If you really enjoyed it and think that you can find other people who enjoy it as well, go and share that. Let's build a community here of people who are enjoying these Let's Plays. Join our discussions on the discussion page of our channel. I am Ndonosci, and as always, have fun.